What's up, everybody? It's Young Black Jedi. Your old frequency is alchemizing into your new frequency. Yes, it is finally that time for you to start moving beyond the old patterns and old beliefs and old intrusive thoughts that keep you bogged down into this old reality, an old frequency, a low vibration, which then emanates a signal to your old frequency that then materializes an old reality, the reality that you're trying to escape, right? And it's now time for you to start building into that new superstructure, right? Into the new frequency, into the new world, as they call it, right? The gospel talks a lot about the new world. All the traditions talk about the new world. But now it's your time. It's your time to start growing. It's your time to start blossoming. It's your time to not let the things of the past start or have that impact on you that has blocked you from materializing what it is that you want into reality, right? And the more that we can continue to keep sitting with what is as difficult, right? Sitting with the things that held us back, right? And being able to observe it, right? That is mind sight. That is God's eye, right? That's like what we want to be doing. That's what we want to establish. The more that we continue to keep growing upon the path that we are on, the deeper we go into it, the brighter it gets, right? The more luminous these things start to appear, right? That's the whole point, is to bring it up to the luminosity so that you can now start healing and expanding more into sacred world. That's the point of why we're doing what we're doing here, because your old frequency is now alchemizing into your new frequency, right? The old frequency doesn't define you, right? Your old frequency doesn't define you. Say it with me. Your old frequency doesn't define you. And the more that we continue to keep building upon what is righteous and what is whole within us, the better things in our reality will get, the more luminous it will become, right? Not today. Old frequency or empire, however you want to, shaitan or devil or antichrist, however you want to say it, right? We start to see where our lives were kind of going in a direction that we finally all came to that conclusion. And I know you did too. Let me know in the comments too if this is something that you've realized. Like, we no longer want to be living in a certain reality, right? Mine was like drug addiction, and I'm sure a lot of people struggle with that too, like drug addiction and anxiety and stuff like that. Like, those were things that I was really struggling with for a long time. Oh, take the medication, take this. Doesn't work. Just a new frequency needs to be alchemized from the old one and integrated and stabilized so that the heart mind can have more equanimity, right? It's the whole point of really what's going on. But of course, they won't, those companies won't tell you that. From the time I was a kid, they pumped me up with all these things. No wonder I came out with chemical dependency. I'm not blaming them either, right? But there's a correlation, right? And let me know in the comments if that's something you've gone through too. And the more that we start to stabilize our own frequency, right, into our new frequency, excuse me, the more we can now start to see these things. It's like a spiritual doppelganger that it's like circulating too, right? It also circulates within you. It also is aware, and it also has been fed a certain way of life and a certain way to be and a certain way to feel and think. Like, of course, when you start trying to level up, it's not gonna be as happy, obviously, right? And the more that we can start to develop into our new frequency and alchemize that old frequency into our new frequency, the stronger you will become, right? Because you are powerful. You are about to have a huge change in your life because of this alchemical practice that's going on within you. Because there's a lot going on for you alchemically, right? Because the more you start to see and you start to feel and you start to experience, you're like, wait a minute, there was a whole nother level that we just were almost like afraid of, right? And a lot of it comes from our conditioning when we were kids, you know? If we were only taught to live a certain way and in a certain paradigm, like, that's gonna only, you know, hinder us from seeing how truly powerful we are, right? In our newest frequency, right? As we start to really rise up into the new world. That's what the new earth is. That's what the 5D is, right? All this old 3D like stuff is just not, it's not resonant with me anymore. Let me know in the comments if it's resonant with you. I don't really see like it moving forward. you know, unless it's alchemized into a new frequency. Like, it's pretty much it. Other than that, like, it's the same old, the same old. Just, you need to have money, you need to have all this, you need to have all these material things, and those people are usually the most miserable. It's very hard to get. It's very hard to align with them. For me, anyways. These days, it's just me these days. Let me know in the comments if that's how it is with you. Not that I won't talk to people at the yoga studio when it's permissible, when I am in my own energy source and it's not being pulled from me, right? If it's a conversation being pulled from me, then I'll just cut it off very quickly. Not out of a rude way, but out of a way that this is my energy source. People don't have it. You can clearly see it. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you can see, right? People who are chained to this old frequency, they don't really have energy, so they'll just take yours. And that's why we continue to alchemize our old frequency to our new frequency, so that we can start seeing these people for who they really are, and not just being like a woo 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 being walked all over by people. I'm just tired of that. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you've dealt with. It's probably something you've dealt with before, more likely than not. And the more that we continue to keep, well, seeing, believing actually in ourselves, we're able to see more. Shout out to Nero. Believing is seeing. Shout out to Nero Knowledge. I got that from him. Like, believing is seeing. It truly is. And the more that we start to believe in ourselves, the wider we're able to see, right? The wider the field gets, the wider the bodhicitta, your awakened heart mind, starts to broaden. That's the whole point. That's how we want to get there, and how we can get there is many different ways. We're gonna really talk about that as we continue to keep going along this sort of frequency, sort of development pathway, right? Understanding our old frequency and alchemizing it into our new frequency. I'm just gonna probably start a series here, just start talking about that more and more and more. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you're really interested in, because the more that we start to align with what is truly ours, the better our lives get. We're not just being controlled by our parents or being controlled by society, people who are kind of on the way out. But not even kind of, guys, let's be honest, they're on the fucking way out. And it's time for a new era. It truly is. The old one's finished. That's not enough. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough to propel the world into a new superstructure. It's time to it's time we switch it up, right? We all switch it up. We all just can't keep doing the same thing that we've been doing. I'm talking to us on an individual level. We can't just keep sitting here doing the same thing that we've been doing for the past 10, 15 years that clearly really hasn't given us any results. All right, it's time for us to put our big girl and big boy boots on and let's go. Let's build communities. Let's build communities of people who want to connect, people who want to build new structures, people who want to ask questions, and people who want to grow. I'm that person. Let me know in the comments if you're that person, right? Because as my old frequency alchemizes into my new frequency, well, now I'm starting to really see that there was a whole lot under the surface that, well, I really just couldn't see at the time because I didn't believe it. And there it is, man. And the more that we continue to keep having that strong belief and conviction and emotional, conviction also, tie all those three together, we can make the lives that we want to materialize into our reality. That is like the whole point. I'm feeling of this whole journey that we're all on, right, is understanding how deep we can penetrate ourselves, right, and start to experience ourselves on a far deeper level, right, on a far broader level, versus just like this like paradigm, like this little box that we've just been in our whole lives. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like, I'm just like of that position where I'm just ready to continue to keep challenging myself daily and keep alchemizing this old frequency into our new frequency, right? That's what the planet wants. As I sit out here and just continuously release into the stability of the earth, that's where I'm starting to really feel more whole. It's not so much in the concrete jungle, and I live in a city, so I'm actually moving to a city, but which I'm fine with, because there's things that I can live in the city, I can get out, I do these things, and I'm excited, but this is where I really get a lot of serenity from, and just release into that stability. And then I start to feel more wholesome and more loving about what it is that I am doing with my life, right? Just by reconnecting with the birds, bees, the leaves, and of course the trees, because without it, I wouldn't be alchemizing my old frequency into my new frequency. It just wouldn't be, I wouldn't be where I'm at, because the more that we start to understand ourselves on a more wholesome, intricate level, the deeper we can have experiences, the wider and broader things can get, and the more understanding and whole we can start to feel in that new frequency while observing our old frequency, observing our old patterns, observing our old thoughts, observing our old beliefs, observing our old trauma, observing all these things, right, that we're able to now start seeing, the more that we can continue to keep deepening our connection, right? And that requires us to get by ourselves. I'm just of the position where I'm like not really around too many people. I don't particularly want to be. The more that I start to get into my new frequency, the less I trust other people who are not in alignment. And let me know in the comments what you think, that are in alignment with just the development of their own structures, right? Their internal systems. Like if it's not, then it'd be very hard for me to want to be around you and try to make a relationship with you. I mean, our work is fine. It's easy because my coworkers don't know anything about me, which that's how it stays. I don't need people to know about me and what I'm doing and the life that we have and the things that we're building, because they will try to pull me away from it. People will just do that. It's like the world is flipped upside down, homie. Let me know in the comments if you see that too, because that, or if that's something that you've dealt with. Because at my last workplace, I that was the problem. I had to just run out of there. I was like, yo, I need to get up out of here. I'm like, I can't. These people know too much, and it's my fault. I let myself. I gave myself to people that cannot deeply see me, and people who would persecute me for wanting a better life. So yeah, we keep things to ourselves. We stay in private, aside from speaking with you guys, which I really enjoy speaking to you guys a lot. I love you guys, quite frankly. It's the more that we continue to keep growing and connecting together, the more like love I have for this channel, the more love I have for Young Black Jedi, the more love I have for all of you, right? Because without us, we wouldn't be able to start asking these questions. Without these platforms and this technology, we wouldn't be able to start asking these questions about, wait a minute, what is going on in the world that we live in? Why is the world that we live in very much in a state of just dark turmoil, right? And that darkness just needs to be brought to the light anyways, just like we're all doing. You're doing it, I'm doing it. Let me know in the comments what you're doing to bring it to the light. I'm very interested. I really want to know. And the more that we can continue to keep ascending beyond our little paradigm that we were stuck in, right? Getting away from people and getting away from these toxic relationships and not having, as you know, the sex, not doing these things, right? And just be purifying ourselves and getting off the media and stop listening to politics and just get away from all this stuff that really has no bearing or meaning to what is it that we're doing. And what are we doing, guys? Say it with me. Alchemizing our old frequency to our new frequency. That's what we're doing. So if it doesn't align with that, then to me it's a bloody useless, if you ask me. I think politics is useless. I think social media, I'm personally, just aside from YouTube, say it like it is, I gotta be honest, I like YouTube and I enjoy it, and I can connect with you guys and I can connect with other great content creators. Aside from YouTube, like I'm not interested. I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram. I'm good. I don't need to see who's fighting over what and what person thinks this about politics. And I think most of the people are wrong, in my opinion. I don't think that most people are in alignment, so I don't care to hear what they have to say. And let me know what you guys think too, right? Is this something that you stepped away from? Is it something that you're not interested in? Is it something that you continue to keep seeing is as a big hindrance to, let's say, your frequency, right? I started to realize that as I continued to keep, as I was alchemizing, right? I got kind of blocked in the middle of it. I'm like, okay, like, wait a minute, I'm consuming too much media, like social media. I'm consuming too much of the fake news. I'm consuming too much of the shitty dominoes. I'm like, I got caught in that too, right? And it's like a part of it. It's part of it in terms of like being able to now have more awareness around that, because awareness in these times is king or queen, king and queen, queen and king, however you want to say it. I think both. And it's definitely the most important ally that we can have, is our own self-awareness, loving awareness, bright and luminous, open, wide, like Mother effing space. Yeah, that is what we continue to keep building upon. And the more that we can continue to keep growing in our own superstructure, the greater things become. The more we alchemize our old frequency to our new frequency, the more we're just understanding the rates of vibration, right? Like lust and love are the same rate, just a different vibration, right? So you just change that rate. and you can continue to, I think I said that right. Yeah, yeah. And if I'm wrong, let me know, please. I think I'm still learning that concept, but it's the same. You're just changing the frequency of it, the rate of it. That's all you're doing. So you go from lust, which I had a problem with my sexual lust. So how do I alchemize that to love, right? That's just speeding it up and allowing for this area to start pulling in more of what it is that was at that slower rate, right? That lower frequency, right? And allowing for that to run more, right? To have more space to move and be free and to be looser, right? And just speeds that up a bit. So that for me, and again, I'm still like newer at all this, so let me know in the comments what if there's anything that you can add on to it, or if I said something that maybe not that maybe not be as what you know what I mean, in alignment with the laws of hermetics. So that's what I'm now starting to learn more of. And the more that we continue to understand what it takes, the better our lives will become, the more freer we're going to become, and the more connected with ourselves and the world around us we're going to become, while guarding and protecting our hearts, our minds, our frequency, our emotional state, our attention, and our loving awareness. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with another video. May the force be with you. Peace.